Hello, welcome to this first fence video. Today we're going to be looking at a perimeter fence around a 10-acre site. I've got Steve Smith here. Just briefly, what was the scope of works on this job?
The scope of it was for security reasons, to supply and fit a new fence, which I believe we've got from you.
Yep.
And as you can see, we've been around and had a look, and I think it's a very nice job.
And key challenges of the job?
To start with, we looked at it and we thought this is going to be complicated, but really it wasn't that complicated. You know what I mean? There was no really hiccups.
Yep.
Or the labour was good, and to put the fence together, we found it quite easy. Really.
Good, fantastic. So you've opted for a Palisade fence. Can you give us a little bit of reasoning as to why you adopted Palisade on this site?
One of the main reasons, security, trespassing.
Yep.
And also, it's how it blends in with the surroundings. You know what I mean?
So on the security side, you were aware of a potential threat of trespass on the site?
Correct.
Perfect. Yes. And then to blend into the surrounding, you opted for 6005 in green?
Correct. That's correct, yes.
Yep. And do you feel this has achieved the desired outcome of security and appearance?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because even the actual customers of ours, they've seen it and they say yes, it blends in and it works well.
Good, fantastic. That's good to hear. Steve, we've come to a quite intricate part of the job. Right. I can see you had to sort of improvise a little bit here. What was the main issue? Why did you have to improvise?
Well, we have to return the fence, as you can see, because there's access from the road that would automatically just come behind the fence and just walk down the side of the property, which we didn't want. So obviously for security reasons, we thought, well, how are we going to get around this? And we put one post, as you can see, by the stream.
Yep.
And then that took hold, and then we thought, right, if we drop a post the other side and we work the actual rails that would go through, it did the trick.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? So we found it was easy because it was like a bit of a Meccano business. It worked out fine.
So anyone trying to breach this perimeter would have to have a real intent
to get in. Yes, okay, yes, certainly. Because as you can see, you know what I mean, we've made it that difficult. They'd have to go into the river to actually come round onto the actual fence itself. And I think it worked out quite good.
Yeah, perfect. It's very good. Right, so on this portion of the site, I can see you've planted soft hedging along the fence line. What's the reason behind that?
Refine the fence and just soften the area.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because there's local people, as you can see in the background. It's just to make it a little bit more sort of friendly.
Yep.
The fence is what we really want to deter trespassers, but this softens it.
Soften. And what is it you've planted specifically?
It's a red robin.
And how long would that take roughly to grow?
I believe it grows to about a foot per year.
Okay.
Foot to a metre a year, just over a foot. And in the long run, they can grow substantially.
Yeah.
But these will always be kept trimmed back, you know.
And is there a plan then to maintain it at a certain height?
Just to maintain it, yes.
No, good. And what took longer, the fence installation or the planting of the bushes?
The fence took a little bit longer.
A little bit longer.
Because to be honest with you, putting the fence together, it's not as difficult as it looks.
Yeah.
It's quite a nice fence to be able to handle it. As I was saying earlier, the posts, one man can handle the post.
Yeah.
The balustrades, one man can actually do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not as if like you need a crowd of people to actually put this fence up.
Yeah.
It goes together quite good.
So we're on a roughly, I think, a 10-acre site. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes.
10-acre site. And how long did it take you, and how many people to put this fence up?
There's generally about 3 to 4 people in one session.
Yeah.
And we would put up about 17 panels.
Okay.
Per day.
Yep.
And I would say around a month, because it was hit and miss because with the weather, etc.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, about a month.
Yeah.
And it went quite seemingly good, easy
for
what we thought. You know, when you stand back, you think it looks very intrinsic. And
yeah.
But no, it went very well actually. And it was,
good.
As I say, we put it together in no time.
So we're stood in quite a swampy site access area, and I can see that you've made a bridge. What was the idea behind this? Why did you need to make this?
This was our way to get to the fence.
Yeah.
So we had to form this bridge, obviously to bring all the material, to actually erect the fence that we've just done.
And before this was here, how were you getting across here?
We, as you can see behind the camera, that there's a little man-made bridge that we used to be able to get a little 1.5 ton machine across it, to clear the site this way. But then eventually we managed to drop logs into the actual river stream, so that we could bring a 5 ton machine across.
5 ton over. So more material, more efficiency.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how long did this take to construct?
This took us on an average about 3-4 weeks.
Okay.
3 to 4 weeks.
Well, thank you, Steve, for showing me around the site. I've had a really good time seeing how you've installed it and the key challenges you had on the site. Finally, would you recommend this fence to anyone else?
We certainly would.
Fantastic.
We certainly would, definitely. You know, it's been a pleasure to have something that wasn't technically impossible to
install. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And if you're looking for Palisade, give us a shout. Thank you.